Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. So we got an 01 Nissan Frontier with the 2.4 liter, a little 4-banger in it. It came in with a coolant leak about a week ago. I diagnosed it for the fella. It needs a water pump, and it's also leaking out of the throttle body, of all things. On the throttle body, there's one of these little guys. Minus a spring, that's just to hold it together in its package, but this I guess would be commonly referred to as the fast idle solenoid. It's kind of old school, so it's a wax pellet design. It expands as it gets hot, and the wax expands, and there's a little plunger there that it drives up, and it actually rotates a mechanical fast idle cam like it would on a carbureted engine on the side of the throttle body. Now I suspect that the O-ring on his is leaking. It was really hard to tell if it was peeing out of the O-ring or out of the center of the plunger. So we opted to get a new solenoid for this, or valve, or whatever you want to call it. So that way there, when we take this one out, if it's not the O-ring, we've got a new one to replace it with. And we're going to replace it anyways on this, just give it the age and the mileage. That way, there's no worries. It took a while to get it. I had to order this sucker. It was about a week out, so I diagnosed this about a week ago. The guys kept it full of fluid. I also have a OEM water pump for it. So we're going to change the water pump, but in this video, we're going to take out this fast idle solenoid. That's what we're going to call it at this point. So we'll get the air filter cover off. We'll have a look at that, see what we got to do to change it. There is no factory service info on this. It's kind of a mixed up year. You start looking up factory service info, they just show a picture of it, and they show how to adjust the fast idle cam, but that's it. There's no reference as far as how to replace this, so we're going to make it up as we go. So first thing first, we got to pull the air cleaner off to get to it. So just a couple wing nuts there. There is a vacuum hose on the bottom. We've got this hose here on the side. I have to get some pliers. Maybe not shown. Yep, we need some pliers. What we got here? We'll use our new vampire pliers. So we're going to be checking out these vampire pliers at some point. These were a new set of pliers that were sent to me. So I've been playing with them to see what they're made of. Seem to be pretty good quality. And then there's a bolt on the back here. So we'll take this off. Yeah, this thing was peeing antifreeze pretty good there. Alright, there we go. We should be able to lift this off. Wiggle it out of there. Here we go. This is our fast idle cam over here. With the big spring, the solenoid we have to change is actually underneath it. However, I think to do it, we have to pull the top half off the throttle body, because we got to get the the whole mechanism here sits over top of it. I did not get a gasket, so fingers crossed. Hopefully we can crack it loose, lift it up off there, do what we got to do, and slip her back on. So like I say, this is the actual fast idle cam right here, and the little plunger that we're after is underneath this. That's the adjustment screw for it, and like I said, as it heats up, it rotates this mechanism and actually physically moves the throttle body. So we'll see if we can't get a good fitting screwdriver here. Hopefully get these cracked loose. This sucker's pretty tight. Yeah, that one cracked loose. That one cracked loose. I'll have to get an impact driver. Actually, let me grab a hammer. See if we can get this tab. Good old Nissan and their Phillips head screws, man. Just had a newer Frontier in here today too, with a 3.3 in it for a valve cover, and that's all held together with Phillips heads. So of course my flat blade's just a tiny bit too big. I'll just back these off. I want to see if we can't crack this loose without, hopefully, like I say, the gasket will stick to one side or the other and get it pushed right up. Perfect, because that's got enough spring tension on it. Let's see. Yeah, that's got a lot of spring tension on it. It's probably going to want to flip right around on us. We'll find out here. Let me get a different screwdriver. Better get a magnet tray so we don't lose all of our bits. Oh, it's got a tremendous amount of spring tension. If we touch that, yeah, we should still be in good shape. Famous last words, right? Look like our gasket stayed input. Stayed input. Okay, let's see here. Alright, yeah, that's got a lot of tension. Yeehaw, that ought to be fun. Sweet, our gasket stayed. Appears to be intact. Of course, we'll have to kind of double check, make sure we don't have any vacuum leaks when we're done. Yes? What's up, Mrs. O?
Oh, you got a phone call.
Oh boy. Here is the little valve we are after. Crack this loose. Oh, I hope our throttle body gasket doesn't leak. Ah, look at that. The baby's coming out without damage. Like I say, you can see all the crusties around it up here on this top side. So like I say, I'm certain it was leaking around the O-ring here too, but water was pumping out of this thing so bad I couldn't tell if it was coming out from, you know, from up top, around the bottom, around the side. You know, it was really difficult to tell, so I think we made the best choice by getting a new one. A little bit of crusties inside the bore here. Tell you what, we better get a brush and kind of clean that up a little so our new O-ring seals. Alright, that looks good. And of course, hit my melon. Our new one's held in with a spring apparently to keep the plunger from popping out. I don't know how the heck you get it out of here. Oh, rat biscuit! Wow, that was under some serious tension. Now what do we do with that spring? Move up our O-ring with a little bit of coolant. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Stick the retainer back on it. Torque to factory spec. Now, unplug our mass airflow sensor here. Move that bracket right out of the way. Got to get our spring tension back on this. Holy crap, dude. That should be timely. My goodness gracious. This is almost a two-manner. Tell you what, that screw in the back corner did not have a bracket on it of any sort. So we're going to get that screw all ready. Man alive. Let's I'll tell you what, we're gonna we're gonna struggle for a minute here. What would be the smart thing to do? Come on, think, little fella, think. That thing has an insane amount of torque on it. I don't want to have to worry about putting that together like that. Okay, be right back. I think I've got a plan, Stan. Hopefully. I'm not sure if this is going to allow us enough clearance. I'm going to hold it up with a screwdriver. It sits down there flat. That'll allow us to... I was thinking we could disassemble the spring and reassemble it once we put it on, but that is, we'd still be faced with the same challenge. It's still under an insane amount of tension. So get a couple of these screws started here, enough to hold it down. We'll be able to sneak our screwdriver out of there. It's kind of like an early version of an idle air control valve. Of course, this still has an idle air control valve along with this fast idle mechanism. We'll slip our screwdriver right out of there. Look at that. Now you just gotta think outside the box a little. Or fiddle and break a few things, then learn how to do it. Of course, we'll get these torqued to factory specs. Everything put back together. We're gonna have to hose down our throttle body here with some of the good stuff. Make sure that it is not leaking. Because if it is, then we're gonna have to order that throttle body gasket. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have ordered one. I think we'll be in good shape. There. Sweet. Now we gotta take a minute, install our Hitachi water pump. I was gonna start it up and actually, kind of spray this down, make sure we're all cool right now, but honestly, I don't want it to warm up. Truck's cold right now, so I'm gonna bang out this water pump, and then we'll fill it up with coolant, make sure that that fast idle cam works, make sure that solenoid, I don't know what to call it. Make sure it expands, and then, obviously as the center grows, it rotates the cam just ever so slightly. I don't know what the travel is on this or how far it goes from, expanded to contracted, but, enough to just slightly move that fast idle cam to allow this thing to idle down. I would record the water pump, but I'm a little bit pressed on time today, so we're going to skip that. It doesn't look like it's too big a circus. Pull some belts, all mechanical adjusters on this thing. It's like a relic. Get that off, and I think it's just a little 4-bolt pump. So we'll get that done, come back, fill it up, double check that, and we'll all be happy. Boom! There's the old pump. It's off. Not too big of a job, to be honest with you. It would have been ridiculous to record anyways. Given its location, you just kind of got to do the whole thing using the classic reach around. You can't hardly see it. It's not hard to get to, but you just can't see it. It's up under there. There's 5 bolts. You pull it off, and boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyhow, in an effort to get everything bled out, I already had to start it and run it. I haven't sprayed the throttle body yet, see if it's leaking. I don't think it is. Idle's nice. Everything sounds good. Just wanted the thermostat to open and cycle and verify that the water pump did not leak. And it looks high and dry. Our belt tension's good. So we'll start it up, show you the final product, and I got to keep moving. I'm a big dummy. So I was going to start it up so we could, kind of give this gasket a little toot, but that's going to be kind of redundant because it's not even on the vacuum side of the throttle body, so it's not going to prove anything. You big dummy. So that, I guess, is kind of irrelevant if it leaked. it could goof up the mass airflow sensor, which has this orifice here. The truck runs super smooth. We'll start it up so I can show you, but yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Clearly I wasn't. I spoke before I thunk. That always got me in trouble as a child. Go ahead and start it, Hannah. So right now it's up on a fast idle, but that is because of the actual electric idle air control valve. The rod on the actuator that we put in is already fully extended, the fast idle cam, so. It runs good and smooth. I think we did a good job. But we were going to use some of the good stuff, and you know, I kind of feel like I deprived you guys, so there you go. All right, folks, that's it. Pretty gravy. To change that, actually, once you learn the little screwdriver trick to get that, you know, to hold that spring tension off, set that throttle body cover on, you know, nice and easy. If you're doing this yourself, make sure you try to find that throttle body gasket if it's available. That I'm not sure. I don't know if you got to get that right through Nissan or if it's discontinued or what the story is, but we were fortunate enough to have that all stay intact and, you know, not really have to worry about it. And like I say, it is on the, you know, fresh air side of the throttle body anyway, so there is no vacuum there. I don't know what I was thinking at first, you know, spraying it, but whatever. Sometimes when you say stuff without thinking, you know, like I said, that always got me in trouble as a kid. And I'm pretty confident, you know, with the new one in there, that's not going to leak. And you know, I got thinking about that when I was putting the water pump on. Like, can that really leak out the center? Probably not, because that's where the wax pellet should be, you know, completely sealed in there, and that's what, you know, pushes against the rod as it heats up and expands. So technically, I would think if it was leaking out the center, it'd be leaking, you know, a waxy substance. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel a lot more comfortable putting in the good one or the new one and not worrying about this guy coming back, putting on an OEM Hitachi water pump and just, you know, not worrying about anything, I guess, you know, as far as our repairs go. And I guess that's it. And no, I can't tell you about that super sweet light because it's top secret right now, prototype. So I'll let you know what's available though, share with you what it is. For now, I'll just let you look at it and wonder. Anyhow, while you're wondering, click down on the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified each and every week when South Main Auto rolls out a video. Check us out on Google+, Patreon, and on Facebook too if you haven't already done that. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.